Yo, welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet VGC video. I'm your host, Jose Rocks, and today we have another episode of Journey Through VGC. The current format we are in is Regulation H. Y'all ready? Let's get into it. Holy smokes, we are back with another one. So today I have a very special team for you guys. So this is going to be a super cool anti-meta Regulation H team. And this team does a very good job at just countering everything that's common in Regulation H. And it's kind of cool the way that it turned out, because I came up with this based off of inspiration from one of the teams that I hit rank 1 in the world with. And I believe it was Regulation E. Yeah, I think it was Regulation E that I hit it with a similar team. But of course the mons were different, but I pretty much used like similar sets and like similar like strategies as the other team, which I'm going to show in a second. But what this team really does is just hits a lot of the format. If you think about those balanced teams that are running around with the Magmars, the Rillabooms, the Primarinas, the Dragapults, the Kingambits, Mamoswine just hits most of that team except for Primarina, but Primarina can't really take high horsepower as well. It hits all those things for super effective damage, right? Same with Flamingo into those, you know, the Porygon, Ursaluna, Incineroar, Amoonguss teams. Like Flamingo just hits everything on that team for super effective damage. Even when they have the Goldingos, we're able to just remove that with a close combat, right? Goldingo usually can't take close combat, just one-shots it. Glimmora with the rock coverage, you're good into like Volcarona, you one-shot that. Rillaboom, you remove that. You pressure Goldingo with Earth Power after you're at +1. You pressure like Hisuian Arcanine, you pressure just a lot of the common mons in the format. You pressure Dragonite with Meteor Beam. You pressure the Hisuian, Alolan Ninetales with Sludge Bomb and Meteor Beam. And then Incineroar, of course, being Assault Vest, you're really good into a lot of these special attackers in the format. And this Incineroar also has max attack investment, so it's able to deal like a lot of big damage. And Gardevoir, what is Gardevoir here for? So Gardevoir gives us a good matchup into a really common core that's going around the format right now, and that's going to be the Double Dragon. So that's going to be that core of Dragonite plus Garchomp. This Gardevoir forces one of them to Tera, and usually they Tera into something where you're able to hit them super effectively with something else on your side of the field, whether it's Mamoswine or Flamingo. And what you can do is, when you get into a position where a Gardevoir can remove them with Dazzling Gleam, you can go for those Dazzling Gleams, right? Or you can simply just go for the Icy Wind, allow your mons in the back to come in and outspeed those dragons after they go for those Terras, and then just pick up the one-hit KOs on them, right? With whether it's Mamoswine or Flamingo, they're really good at polishing things off once they're able to outspeed. So it's a really cool set. When this Gardevoir is next to Farigiraf and you go for like Helping Hand, Fairy Tera, Moonblast, and Dazzling Gleam, it kind of reminds me a lot of Fluttermane, how Fluttermane used to play. You used to see a similar Fluttermane set where it had the same moves, right? Dazzling Gleam, Moonblast, and Icy Wind. It would drop the Shadow Ball just to have double fairy coverage, and then it would run like Protect, right? So this plays a lot similar to that. The only thing is that you don't have the flexibility of switching your moves, but Trick allows you to have just that speed, so you're able to outspeed everything in the format except for like Jolly max speed Dragapult. But you do outspeed the Adamant Dragapult, which a lot of them are running Adamant, since that it already outspeeds everything in the format anyway. You can get that extra damage by going for that the Adamant set. So this Gardevoir does a really good job into that. Trace is a really cool ability because you're able to copy an opposing team's ability, and in best of one, that's also really neat because it's similar to Frisk where you can see an item. Trace lets you see what ability they're using. So like when you lead it and you trace like an Annihilate and a Maushold, for example, if you see that the Maushold is Technician and not Friend Guard, then you can pretty much surmise that that Annihilate is going to be Choice Scarf, and that Maushold is a Population Bomb set, right? So it's just, that's a cool way of how you can use Trace to kind of like get information on your opponent, as well as Gardevoir can do some fun things where it gets like really cool abilities. Like one game I got like Sturdy, and Gardevoir was able to like not be able to be knocked out in one of my practice games because we traced the Sturdy from our Archaludon. It went for Flash Cannon into us, and we survived due to the Sturdy. So that was just a really cool, you know, use of the Trace ability. This Farigiraf set is pretty standard. It's going to be the same Farigiraf set that I had on the team I hit rank number 1 with. With Hyper Voice, just an offensive Farigiraf that's able to deal big damage. One thing to note, that this Incineroar is slower than Farigiraf, and the idea behind this is that when you're in Trick Room, you can go for a knockoff on Incineroar and then Hyper Voice with Farigiraf. That helps you remove like a opposing Assault Vest from other mons while you're in Trick Room, and also remove like their berries, so that Farigiraf can deal more damage and potentially get those KOs when it wouldn't be able to pick up the KO if they had like a citrus berry or something, right? For this Flamingo set, is pretty standard. The one thing to note, instead of Wide Guard, we have Tailwind. I felt like Wide Guard was okay for this team, but Tailwind, when your opponents are not expecting you to have that speed and allowing everything on your team to outspeed your opponent's team and just get those one-hit KOs, is just very huge for like winning games and closing out late games. There's so many opportunities where I went for Tailwind and I was just able to beat my opponent because we had the speed advantage. Next we have Incineroar. It's a pretty standard Assault Vest Incineroar set. One thing to note about this is that it is max attack, and also we're able to pick up a lot of damage with that with the Grass Tera. So this Incineroar just absolutely does a lot of damage, and it's something that's not passive, that it can do damage. So none of these mons on this team are passive. They're always threatening damage. The only time that it can be like stalled out is like Farigiraf in front of like a Steel type. But even then, Farigiraf is still doing decent chip damage, and then you have a lot of things on your team that are able to hit Steel types, right? So this team does a really good job at like punishing opposing teams, punishing opposing passive mons, and also not being passive itself, and able to consistently put out damage into every all of your opponent's slots. Next we have Glimmora. The team was pretty much built around Glimmora because the Landorus was a huge reason for why I hit rank number 1. So Glimmora plays similar to that. But instead of the Poison Tera, because the Landorus needed that, we have the Grass Tera. This just gives Glimmora just a little bit more survivability against like water types and grass types, and allows you to sit on the field, so you're able to get like a lot of different attacks off. And once you're at +1 with the Meteor Beam, you're able to deal a lot of damage. Last but not least, we have Mamoswine. Mamoswine was put here specifically to offer, you know, really powerful ice coverage and ground coverage, as well as be immune to Intimidate, to pressure Incineroar. And also I wanted a Haze mon that pressures Dondozo with Haze, so this team didn't just auto lose to Dondozo, and Mamoswine fit the build perfectly. The Water Tera is just really good in allowing Mamoswine to survive like a wave crash from the Dondozo, and then after the wave crash you're able to get off the Haze and then just win the game from that point. So it's a really cool Dondozo answer, and it's really good into a lot of different mons like the Rillabooms, the Amoonguses. They just can't take that Loaded Dice Icicle Spear. And if you don't know what Loaded Dice does, it allows Icicle Spear to hit 4 to 5 times instead of like the 2 to 5 times that we normally get. But I do want to showcase, just show you guys the team that I hit rank 1 with. Some of you that's been following me for the longest already know about the teams I hit rank number 1 with, and so you probably recognize this team. But if not, I just wanted to show you guys how I built this team similar to that one, right? So if we want to go here, we're just going to scroll down to the team right here. And this is the team I hit rank number 1 with.
Like I said, leave a like, subscribe.
So here's the team, and of course this render code is not active anymore, but this team is not usable in Regulation H. But as you see, it's a very similar team, right? So where we have the Glimmora, we have another ground and poison type, which is the Landorus, right? And of course, even though its regular type is flying the ground, it never used flying moves. It played like a poison type because we had the Sludge Bomb, and then we had the Substitute, right? But as you see, the Glimmora has Sludge Bomb, and as well as the Sludge Bomb, as well as the Earth Power, right? So it's really cool in that regard, right? The Iron Hands is really cool because it plays just how that Incineroar plays. It's just an offensive mode that you can lead with Farigiraf, and is able to just threaten a lot of damage. And sometimes when I play with this team, like Farigiraf and Iron Hands were able to do so much damage inside of Trick Room, and then once Trick Room ended, I just brought in some of my faster mons and just ended the game with that, right? I would lead these two and then come in the back with Iron Bundle and like Urshifu, and then just be able to Icy Wind, outspeed everything, and then just finish them off with Urshifu or Lander, send them back. So it's a really cool set. The Urshifu takes the place, the Flamingo takes the place of this Urshifu, right? I wanted a fast, that's physical mon, a fast fighting type with a focus sash, right? So this plays just like that. Of course, Urshifu's better because it can go through protect, but it plays in the same way as that. I just wanted powerful close combats and something that can take advantage of speed drops at -1. That's really good into the format. And this Urshifu was able to outspeed everything in that format that wasn't on booster energy once it got hit with an Icy Wind, right? So that's how it plays similar to that. The Farigiraf is the exact same set. Of course, you know, the moves are switched down a little bit, just the order, because I changed the order of how I like to order my moves now. But it's the same Farigiraf set. The Psychic, Hyper Voice, Offensive, Helping Hand, Trick Room, and with Water Tera works exactly the same. And now the Iron Bundle, now while it is a completely different mon than Gardevoir, It still offers the Icy Wind, and also it offers just being faster than everything and able to drop speeds so that your sweepers are able to, you know, do damage and outspeed the other mons and pick up the one-hit KOs. So this Iron Bundle, the Glimmora was inspired by this, but like I said, the Glimmora plays like this Iron Bundle, but it also plays like an Icy Wind Flutter Mane, which could also fit right here. But I chose to go with Iron Bundle because at the time, Iron Bundle was really good in the format, and Encore was just so powerful on this team, a lot more than the fairy coverage that Flutter Mane would offer, because I already had a lot of consistent damage. And like I said, the only mon that's completely different is going to be the Mamoswine over this Choice Band Arcanine slot. But if you look, this is just a physical attacker that's able to threaten a lot of that meta game with super effective damage, and that's the same thing that Mamoswine does, right? Physical attacker with a defensive Tera to help you out, the same with Mamoswine being a water Tera, and then just be able to outspeed everything in the format, or close to outspeeding everything in the format, just like the Mamoswine does, right? Once you get the speed drop with the Icy Wind. I just wanted to show you guys that this is the inspiration behind the team and why I built it the way I did it. And you see that it's a very similar build, and it feels a lot similar to that team. Of course, like I said, it's not as strong simply to the fact that that team had legendaries on it. But for this format, this team is very strong and very good as being an anti-meta team. But sorry about the long, you know, team preview, but I just wanted to explain to you guys how this team works, because it is a very good team, and I hope that you guys give it a try. But that's going to be it for a breakdown. There's a rental code up at the top right, as well as a Pokepaste down in the description below. And let me know if you guys like this type of team. Go ahead and subscribe, because we're posting daily Pokemon content. So let's get into these battles. Alright, so we have Armarouge and Didi, Ursaluna, Gallade, Torkoal, and Lily team. I feel like Incineroar is good here, but it is kind of obvious. He could just go Torkoal after you Eruption. I think Incin is amazing here though under Trick Room, but I don't want to lead it. I think Farigiraf, Glimmora, Insane. I think Flamingo's correct too. Want to pressure? We don't have wide guard, but my opponent doesn't know that, right? Alright, so that's Gallade expecting an instant lead. Psychic Seed is not gonna, it's gonna make that hard to remove. I think we forfeit the Trick Room here if he goes for it, but he may target down the Farigiraf. I would target down the Farigiraf. Grass? How do you go grass there? Get that right, but what did he go for with Indeedee? Is it just Trick Room? wonder if his Gallade is min speed, underspeeds my Incineroar. I think if I can reverse Trick Room and KO and DD here, this is I don't want to tear. Oh. So the reason I'm tearing here because I don't know if Gallade underspeeds Instant. We'll find out now. I'm hoping that he's just mid speed. So we reverse Trick Room and we have the fastest mons the next turn. Oh, you went for wide guard? This is just a free Trick Room reverse. And the Tera on Instant is to just cover for Sacred Sword into that slot. I mean, that's fine. I'm just gonna Psychic. Flare Blitz Gallade. Gallade's physical defense is not that good. Oh, beautiful. You gotta be going for Trick Room here. Nice. This is a one-hit KO. And the reason that my Farigiraf is faster than Instant, because in Trick Room, Instant can move first before Farigiraf, and we can knock off into Hyper Voice to knock off like Assault Vest or stuff like that, so Farigiraf is doing more damage. Or just knock off like items, knock off Citrus Berries, so Farigiraf can pick up the KOs. I mean, I'm just not letting you get Trick Room up. I'm just gonna target the Trick Room users. Like, you don't get Trick Room up, this game just ends. Still have Glimmora in the back. Oh, that's so much damage. That's good damage. Yeah, he just can't get Trick Room up here. It's just tough. He can KO either one of these, but we're just gonna go after the Indeedee. And since you Tera into grass, we're in a good spot. Yeah. I mean, the Incineroar just a clinic here. And we just Flare Blitz Indeedee. KO that. Really, I can just Sludge Bomb it. That should do enough. He doesn't have the special defensive voice boost anymore. Yeah, him thinking that I was willing to play under Trick Room kind of cost him because he thought he can get like a free switch in. But that switch in was never really free. Yeah, this should be game right here. And Flamingo just threatened super effective damage to both of these either way, so we're always in a good spot. Offensive Incineroar is so good. With the Assault Vest, you can afford to be offensive. Let's go. GG's. Beautiful first game. Let's get into the next one. Okay, so we have, I think that's Population Bomb and Choice Scarf Annihilate. It just feels like it, right? I just feel like it doesn't feel like a balanced team to have that. It just feels like all out offense. His only Trick Room option or answer is going to be King Gambit. I don't think I need to lead Incineroar. I think Flamingo is a good option if he is Pop Bomb. Yeah, not like if his Choice Scarf outspeeds Gardevoir, right? This is tricky. I think I'll go Farig. Instant with switching pressure. And Glimmora. Actually, I think it's always Mamoswine here. Because Mamoswine can beat King Gambit and Sneasel under Trick Room. And if he leaves King Gambit, we pressure it immediately with Flamingo, which puts us in a good spot. If it's Annihilate Mousehold, it's probably Pop Bomb Choice Scarf. Oh, okay. Oh, so this is probably beat up Rage Fist. If this is Choice Scarf Final Gambit, it's kind of spooky, man. I'm just gonna trick him here, though. It is. Alright, so it all depends. Did he double that slot, expecting me to not have enough HP to survive? He did. I knew it was Choice Scarf Final Gambit. I knew it. I knew it was Choice Scarf Final Gambit. But we still got a chance here if we could stop Whimsicott from getting up Tailwind somehow. Alright, I have one play that my opponent may not see. Tera Ghost. Brave Bird. Fake out. He's not tearing Mousehold, so I think it's just to protect the Mousehold. But if I can get this right and then get Tailwind up next turn, I think we can win. Okay. You knew that Protect was coming. Ooh, close combat might have got it there. It's Covert Cloak. Okay. So if he tears this into Ghost, then we just KO it, right? I think we're still in a good spot because Whimsicott can't do anything with Incineroar. I mean, you could tear a Ghost, but we're scrappy, so we still hit you. What? I have never seen Tera flying. Oh, we eat that for breakfast. But I don't know if we eat all these pop bombs. Alright, come on, Insane. I need you to eat these. Please. Come on, Insane. Let's go. Alright, I think Knockoff should get the KO there. Let's go! Tera Flying Mousehold. Like, I've never seen that ever. I've only seen Grass, Ghost, and Fairy. Like, or, of course, normal. He is Whiteness, though. Tera Flying? Why? Okay. Alright. So this is a little bit spicy because... think I need to close combat the switch out into Mamoswine. If he has to go after Incineroar here just to get rid of it, right? And we have a good Tera right now. Alright, I don't think he doubled that slot though. Okay. Can we get around the effects? Nice. Alright, so it depends on if he's... because he can't KO everything, right? You can only click one target unless you have Rock Slide. Oh, he just cancels. Let's go! See, the idea, he knows he can't KO everything, and we can get one attack off each turn. So if he KOs the... he should go after Flamingo, right? We get Icicle Spear off. That does enough damage. Even if it doesn't KO, it's in range of another attack from Incineroar or Mamoswine next turn, because he can't target both slots. So as long as we didn't get any status conditions from the Sneasler that previous turn, we were in a position to win that game. But Tera flying Mousehold is absolutely crazy. I get the idea of it because you resist the one weakness that Mousehold has, which is fighting. But Ghost is just so much better just because you're immune to that. Right, because you see we still did close combat damage to it. And you also get around Fake Out. So you can just go for the population bombs easier. But interesting. And let's get to the next one. We have an interesting team. It's almost like Japanese Sand. They have this steel type in a Gardevoir or something like a Roudon. And a Komo. Very similar Japanese Sand though. I don't think Trick Room is the best option here. I think Roaring and something with Scarf is pretty cool. Unless he leads Escadrille. Or Bingo. I think getting up a Tailwind here is valuable. I'll go with Incin, see if I can get the Tailwind up. Mamoswine just kills everything on his team. And Glimmora does really good into his team too. Yeah, Farigiraf kind of walled by Gholdengo and a Tyranitar. And Gardevoir's walled by the Escadrille and also the Klefki and the Gholdengo, so. Alright, right off the bat. Are you Ghost Tera? Because I could Tera Flamingo here. I need to Tera anything in the back. Grass might be valuable. A little more. I think I just go for the Tailwind. Fake out Tita. Yeah, because Escadrille might be Ghost, and he's not gonna get a 1 KO on anything. Oh, are you Ghost? Oh, he's flying. Okay. I'm okay with this turnout. Perfect. So it's a free Tailwind here. Alright, he shouldn't be able to KO Flamingo with 1 hit due to him being intimidated. So I want to double the Excadrill slot since he just protected. And if he switches into... There's no switch-ins to Flare Blitz plus Close Combat. His team is so weak to that. Oh, we outspeed because of the Tailwind. Ah, he's Focus Sash. Okay. Just gonna get attack off here. Oh, that's not KO in Incineroar. But this is good because Mamoswine is in the perfect position right now. He could go for Rock Slide. One of these are getting KO'd right now, but it's probably Tera Blast, right? Yeah. I don't mind that because Incineroar with Tailwind and Flare Blitz pressures his whole team. And I could bring Mamoswine just pressure the Tyranitar. We still have Tera too. That was really cool to see that Flamingo outsped the Excadrill. Oh yeah. Alright. I think this is an easy Tera here, just to get around, make it rain. Flare Blitz, go Dingo. We may even pick up a 1-hit KO. And I'll go for Flare Blitz over Knockoff, even though Knockoff is super effective because Flare Blitz is base 120 power, so it's going to do more damage. And he stayed in, so I think you're Assault Vest Tyranitar. Yeah, fake out in the Tailwind is really cool. Just like you could fake out in the Trick Room, you can also do that. Oh, he just let me get the Tyranitar. Mamoswine's position is so good against this team. The only way to go Dingo off speeds is if it's Scarf. Alright, let's see, can we get the 1-hit KO on the Dingo? Oh, it is Scarf. But yeah, it doesn't have the power to knock out Incineroar, so. It was Scarf Go Dingo, that's kind of crazy. Great job though, Insane. We got the Intimidate on the Excadrill plus the Tyranitar, and you picked up the KO on Excadrill 1 HP and the Godingo from full HP. Value of attack investment on your Incineroar, so cool. All right. I think we just go for 100% accurate moves. We don't need to worry about missing. And battle was canceled. Let's go. He's probably a Groudon player during the restricted metas. Yeah, Gardevoir was pretty cool on the Sand team because it's very hard to remove with Sand, especially getting special defense boost. And it's already really bulky on the physical side. So it's a really cool Sand team. And he also has Clef Key for screens, so it makes it like really formidable. Nice. We have an opposing Flamingo and Incineroar. And this is that one team that was going around the regionals. It's really strong. I think we have a good matchup into it though. I feel like Mamoswine just pressures so much on his team. My Flamingo literally hits everything on his team. kind of want to ruin something with Gardevoir, but I don't know if that's the correct play to play it. I'm going to go Flamingo and Incineroar, Mamoswine, and Farigiraf. I could just trick a Choice Scarf onto something and just like completely ruin his trick on team. But Gardevoir just not really good in the Gholdengo. If he brings that, then it's kind of a problem. So I'd rather not go for that. Yeah, yes, Gholdengo. So he's not even playing to his trick. His instant is faster than mine. Alright. We have 2 close combat threats here. I'm gonna close combat here and switch out into Farigiraf. This way I don't need the Tera. If we snipe the Gholdengo here, oh, we get to snipe the Gholdengo. Perfect. Nice. That's putting us huge, giving us a huge lead. 2020 Pokevision on the fake out too. Can we get that in the comments? Yeah. So the reason he didn't Tera anything there is because he felt like I probably didn't want to waste my Tera on Flamingo, so I might just attack. And he has a faster Incineroar, so he can get the fake off out first, right? But Farigiraf just completely flipped that matchup. I want to see if he Teras an instant. Do I need to respect the Tera? I really don't. I really can just close combat. He doesn't really have any switching. It's probably Ursaluna in the back if I had to guess, or Porygon. I think you leave the Among Us. Just Hyper Fist. Oh, he doesn't Tera Incineroar. Nice. Playing this standard is really giving us a huge lead. That's 2 huge Wayne KOs. Alright. And he broke his Sash. I wonder if it's a speed type between our Flamingos. He's gonna target Hyper Voice. Nice. We completely ruined this team with Flamingo. It's funny because that team is so good, but it's so weak to Flamingo. And it has a Flamingo, right? Its only Flamingo answer is another Flamingo, like forcing it to break his Sash. But since we also have Flamingo, like, and this Porygon in the back. I don't think it could 1v4 here. It's probably gonna tear it, but it's fine. It's gonna still go for the close combat and psychic. Oh, he just cancels. Let's go. This team is sweeping, man. And my opponent was high ranked too, so he was just really making some aggressive reads. He was playing standard, expecting me to like play around it and like make bad plays, but I just played, made the obvious close combats. I don't think the Farigiraf play is too obvious because usually against a trick on team, if you have Farigiraf, you usually lead it. But having it in the back, he probably thought that we didn't bring it, so it makes sense why he went for that play. Nice. Let's get into the next one. We have a ranked 41 player. He has a balanced team with Volcarona. The Ursaluna is spooky. But the combination of Flamingo and Mamoswine hits everything on his team, except the Indeedee. And Primarina can't really take a Brave Bird and a high horsepower. I think Gardevoir Could I ruin the Indeedee by tricking a Scarf onto it? But I can't beat the Volcarona easily with this, right? If he gets Quiver Dances up. So I actually want to go with, because I want to remove the Indeedee turn 1. I'm going to go with Glimmora. Flamingo, Farigiraf in the back. Yeah. Instant is so good here, man, but it activates the King Gambit, right? And I really want Flamingo. I really want Mamoswine. And Farigiraf is good for blocking priority. Fake out from Rillaboom plus Grassy Glide. This is a lead I didn't expect, but if you think he's right, there's a Tera. I wonder if he's just straight up attacking. Oh, don't tell me you got Tera Blast, man. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, he's just going for Trick Room here. Probably Ursaluna in the back there. Nice, we do connect. Alright, Icicle Spirit kill it from there. Alright, so Indeedee's out the way, so no redirection. But is it Tera Blast here? It's kind of annoying if it is. Source Dance, not that bad. Because we outspeed. Okay. It is threatening, but that means he's not Assault Vest, so like, doesn't Sludge Bomb and High Horsepower just get me there? I think Sludge Bomb High Horsepower gets me there. Because Sludge Bomb looks so good on Primarina, right? Because it's straight in water damage. Mamoswine may can take a Hyper Voice. Even if it does, it's not the end of the world. Getting the KO here on King Gambit is really huge. Like, we really need this. Okay. I don't think you go for a double protect there. Nice. How much is it? Okay, can High Horsepower get me there? He'll definitely faint after the turn though, with the poison. And we connect. Let's go. He's already expended his Tera, so now Primarina just gets KO'd next turn with no Assault Vest. Glimmora was amazing here. What? Oh, this is just game. It's just double KO here. Icicle Spear here. Sludge Bomb there. This team is so anti-meta. Like, it just hits so much of the format for super effective damage. And even when you Tera to resist, like to become neutral to moves, we just double up into slots and still get the KOs, right? Oh, this is gonna be close. This might actually not KO. I think I need 5 hits. Oh, we get the crit at the end. Nice. I'll take it. But this game was over. If we do get 4 hits and he like Blood Moons one of my slots and KOs, we just bring in Flamingo in the game, right? So we're always set up to win that game. Wow, this team is powerful, man. It's so anti-meta because it hits so many things in the format for super effective damage. I was hoping to run in a double dragon so we can show off Gardevoir, because that's what it's here for. The anti-meta dragons. So I think this. I think this is also Pop Bomb plus Final Gambit. So I think Flamingo on lead is always one of my better leads. I think Farigiraf being able to ignore Rage Fist in case it is the beat up Rage Fist version is still good. I don't really like Gardevoir here to the Bronzong. Bronzong is known for beating fairies. Bronzong is so good into my team, actually. It's kind of scary. Like, cause I can't hit it with ground moves. Like, only thing can hit it is Flamingo. I can't hit it with Mamoswine. I can't hit it with Glimmora. I can't hit it with Glimmora at all. Bronzong is so good here to the point where I think I need to help the hand close combat it. I have Incineroar though. I don't even know if this gets to KO, but I gotta. It's so good into my team. I need to try to snipe it off. There's no shame in losing this game though, because Bronzong just has a really good matchup into this team. Incineroar is the best counter, but Incineroar, like if it's iron defense, then it's just over with. So I'm trying to snipe it off if I can, or at least get it in breaking range. You could just go for follow me here. We'll take the mouse hold. Oh, are you wide lens or Farigiraf? Yeah, it's Farigiraf. That was helping hand close combat. We can't break the Bronzong. Ahead is leftovers. He's max defense. I literally can't break the Bronzong, yo. I mean, I can get a crit, of course. Oh, holy cow. At least he can't body press us though, right? Because with those Tera. Alright. So we get a single target hyper voice. Our best chance is Farigiraf with resisted damage, but holy cow, like, I think he's Rocky Helmet. That's my Sash. That's decent shit. Trick Room would be scary here. Yeah. Gosh, this Bronzong is so scary, man. It's probably Gastrodon coming in here, right? I'm gonna bring up my instant to intimidate his, because we need to keep Farigiraf around, because Farigiraf is doing the most damage to this thing at this point. Trick Room, iron defense. I would guess body press, maybe not protect if you have Gyro Ball, because he should be prioritizing the Flamingo since he can't hit it if he has protect. So maybe he doesn't have protect. Lariat. Okay, so he went after that slot. Special defense drop would be dope. Alright, so I'm gonna try to knock off the leftovers here. I mean, body press is just doing too much damage though, right? Maybe Incense survives. I don't think he's gonna lariat that slot. I'm gonna switch in Flamingo and reverse trick him. Yeah, I can make a better play than just letting my instant go down to one body press. So he's either body pressing or protecting here. Okay, so he doesn't have a way to hit Flamingo. Okay. We knew that was coming, so now we get to see his last. So now we just need to focus. We need to remove everything that's not Bronzong. Let's see if we can win that way. Gastrodon. Alright, so I'm gonna double the Gastrodon slot. I mean, he could protect the trick on here. This play is huge, man. I need this play to go right, but I think he needs to focus Flamingo here. Nice. Alright, is this citrus? Show me no citrus. Nice. Alright. Alright, but if we remove Incineroar here, you shouldn't have Protect. Like, you just win. He still has Tera though. What could he Tera into? I think I just send it. Yeah, there's the Tera. It's iffy, man. Fire. Alright, Flamingo. Still 120 base power. Unintimidated. Let's go! Oh, we get a crit! Oh, I don't know if that gets the KO or not, man. It depends. Incineroar can be built so many different ways. Oh, but I mean now he can't touch the Flamingo, so we just keep clicking close combat till we get a crit. Yeah, because he's Trick Room, RN Defense, Protect, and Body Press. So he can't touch Flamingo. Oh, we only got 4. So go for one here. I mean, he's KOing everything with. I think he still wins. Because you just body press Farigiraf here. We got to get another crit. Alright, after this, there's 3 turns of Trick Room left. So I bring in Incineroar. Three turns of Trick Room left, right? I fake out. He might protect. I fake out, switch in to Mamoswine. There's 2 turns left. Protect Mamoswine, switch out into Flamingo. Yeah. Alright, so I'll do that. So he may take 1 KO here, but I want to get Incineroar outside of Trick Room with knockoff. Because at least that's doing super effective damage. So we want to switch here into Mamoswine. Fake out. He should protect here. Unless he just want to take a free close combat. Okay. Alright, protect Mamoswine, switch out into Flamingo here. Oh, I can haze too. How many turns of Trick Room are left? It's 2. So even if he targets this, Incineroar gets another fake out next turn. I think I can haze here, because I think you go after Incineroar expecting me to protect. I forgot I had haze. Haze is definitely keep me in this game though. Oh my god, we got the perfect play. Let's go. Give me all those boosts. And I forgot, Mamoswine, the haze tech is specifically for the Dondozo matchup. So we just protect here in close combat because we know we can't touch Flamingo. Let's go! Wow, I can't believe we won that game. That was crazy. That was a crazy game. You guys gotta leave a follow for that, because there's no way I pulled that one off. We had no damage into that Bronzong when we just had to remove his teammates. But that's what Bronzong can do with his matchup. That's why, you know, Wolf Blick was able to win worlds with it. It is a world champion mon. It's a really good anti-meta mon to specific mons. And it's really good into this anti-team, matter of fact. But let's get to one final game. A lot of high-ranked opponents here. Alright, so this is the balanced team that Mamoswine was meant to be able to beat. You see, it threatens everything for super effective damage except the Primarina, right? So, how do we position it to win? I think his Sneasler's gonna be the Focus Sash set. So I think this is a game for Gardevoir in case he leaves Dragapult. Gardevoir Flamingo threatens a lot, right? I think we bring Mamoswine. I think Glimmora stays home this game. Actually, Glimmora is so good into Magmar. Farigiraf is only good for stopping the fake out pressure, right? But it doesn't do anything else for me. So I think I'll leave that. Incineroar is only good into Rillaboom. And Dragapult is really pressured by everything else. So I think this is the correct crew for our final game. If he leaves Dragapult, then that's specifically why the Gardevoir is on his team. There it is. Okay. King Gambit should want a Tera here. Alright, trades Clear Body. So we can't get any stat drops. If he has Magmar, you switch it in here, right? I think I protect Flamingo. Even though switching out Dragapult is obvious, if he stays in and just Dragon Darts, try to get rid of Flamingo, that's going to be bad for us, right? He may stay in with Dragapult here. But we also removing our Psychic typing, so we fully resist the Dark type attacks from King Gambit. Hopefully it's just the Black Glasses set, not the Assault Vest set. Okay, so he didn't switch out with Dragapult. Are you Adamant Dragapult? So we outspeed Adamant Dragapult. So this is just a one-hit KO. Alright, I think he's clicking darts or U-turn here. Oh, he's Adamant. Let's go. We get the one-hit KO on Dragapult. Wow, if I just attack with Flamingo, this game will instantly be over. Yeah. That's a lot of damage. But I don't think we're Sucker Punch range. We may be. If you have Rilla, you bring Rilla in right here now, right? Yeah. Alright. So the reason I protect it is because if it was Jolly Dragapult, I believe it outspeeds us, right? Farigiraf would have been good for this play right here. But I think if we take out Rillaboom here, we're in a really good spot. If we can take out Rillaboom. Okay, I mean, are you just going for Woodhammer? You didn't Tera. Oh, this game over. This play wins us the game. Because now there's no stopping Mamoswine. Let's go. Anti-meta team. Let's go. Alright. King Gambit still has Tera though, right? But it's pressured with by close combat here. Alright. Does Sneasel have Fake Out too? Oh, Sneasel's still a problem. I don't want to break Sneasel down to Sash and he gets an Unburden boost, right? I think Glimmora is the least useful here. So I'm going to switch in Glimmora here and Detect. And the next turn I can go for Tailwind. Oh, he just cancels. Let's go. I don't think this game was over, man. Because if you fake out into the Flamingo and we get off of Dazzling, it also, Dark Tera Sucker Punch would just KO Glimmora, right? But if you didn't go for that play and we bring Sneasel down to Sash, then it outspeeds Gardevoir the next turn. But I think that what we did was just too hard for my opponent to come back from. He was ranked 62. What's funny is a lot of my opponents, they expect me to like make a lot of like silly plays that won't win me the game immediately. And we're just going for the standard plays and we're able to really just, deal a lot of damage to them. And that's what happens when you're on like the high ladder. You get those mind games where they try to play really aggressively and not safe, but sometimes just making the obvious play is usually the best play when you're trying to outthink another player that's also high ranked. But that's gonna be it for these battles. We went undefeated today, so this team is absolutely amazing, man. This is the first time I went undefeated on one of my videos in a long time, outside of like, you know, grinding for rank number 1 and stuff like that. But I was happy that we was able to, you know, get all the wins with this team. And it's also something, you know, just to show the true strength of this team. But let's go ahead and get into a final review. Holy smokes, guys. All right, getting into a final review, and this team was amazing. This team is so much fun. It has so many tricks, and I think it's a really strong and consistent team for, you know, the best of 1 ladder. You probably could, like I said, I always try to build teams in a way where you can use them on best of 3 ladder. So while it does have some tricks, it's not like it's something that, you know, it's only set for like gimmicks or like best of 1. Like Porygon having ground Tera, with your opponents knowing that, also forces them to play in a specific way, right? Especially with the substitute on Ursaluna, forces them to like not play passive in front of it, which may leave them open for attacks, right? So it also can work in best of 3. I'm also going to take it on the tournament, but I think this team is a 10 out of 10. It's really fun. We got to really showcase what Porygon Z can do and how much damage it can do in this format. Gallade, Ursaluna, and Indeedee are a really strong Trick Room core. Of course, you can add that to any Trick Room core, but we wanted to have it here and be able to play outside of Trick Room, right? Meowscarada with the fake tears and the Porygon Z is just very threatening and does so much damage, right? And Espeon is a very good, fast, special attacking expanded force user, and it's really fun to use. You saw in a couple of games we were able to just like really dominate with it, and it threatens a lot of gameplay moves where they have to bring like specific sets, so they don't just lose to expanded force from Espeon. So it does cause a lot of like Teras and a lot of mismatches, and also it causes them to like bring dark types, which Gallade and Ursaluna and Porygon Z kind of just eat up with their super effective damage, which is really cool. Well, dark and ground steel types, right? So it's a really cool set, and I've had a lot of fun with this team. But if you do want to give it a try, there's a rental code up at the top right of the screen, as well as a Pokepaste for this in case you want to play it on Showdown down in the description below. But that's going to be it for these battles. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on those post notifications if you like this type of content, because we're posting daily, and more videos soon. Stay tuned. Deuces.